part 2. So that was Tuesday, and me and Z, I told him, because I write poetry. I've done, like I said, I've done like 2 books worth of poetry that I will get published. I think it'll say "To Sir with Love." I think that's "To Sir with Love," and maybe I'll make it into one big book. I don't know. We'll see what I've got, what I end up doing. But I wrote within 7 hours. I'd already written 5 poems. I shared 2 of them with Z. 2. Because he wasn't getting all of them. He wasn't getting, like, anytime I'm super angry, I'll just write it out, because, like, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna, that's the problem. I have been so wrapped up in Z for the past 3 years that I don't know, and I'm learning now. I'm learning. Where I end and he begins. That's where I'm struggling. I don't know. And he's like, you figure it out. He goes, and he goes, I know you. Whatever you want, you'll get. Not everything, sweetheart. Not everything. I wanted to keep you. But I've come to realize that by keeping him, I was keeping myself prisoner. Because this phone, the one I'm recording on right now, was constantly attached to me. Constantly attached. Like, constantly, I had to make sure to see if it was on, to see if he texted me, and if it was a day I could get a phone call. Like, I literally planned my life around him. Everything was around him. And if he knew, if he's watching this, if you knew, Z, how much I planned my life around you and your text and the phone calls that just didn't really come, you would have ended it sooner. I love you so much that it was almost an unhealthy obsession. And when we were together and I would push things, I was waiting for him to go, this is too much. This is too much, darling. This is too much. You need to calm down. But he never did. He never did. He never said it was too much. He loved the adoration. And no woman, not even his mama, gave him as much adoration as I gave him. I made that man feel like $1 million in 1956. I made him feel richer than Bill Gates. With Bill Gates' money now in 1956. He ain't going to get that from anybody else. And I'm not saying I'm offering it right now. I'm just saying that I know he's going to miss it. I know he's missing it already. He's like, but the only way that I can see us being able to keep a relationship at all is we have to take a step back, and I want to be friends with you, and blah, 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 and bullshit. Let's be friends. How do you go back? Like, we had such an intense relationship that I don't know how you fucking go back. How do you go back? Tell me, sir. How do you go back? You don't. I've ended up writing 8 poems so far. Give me time. I'll write more. But I told him that, he's like, I need space right now. We just need to take a break. I said, a pause. We can take a pause. And later on, I will take the consolation prize that is your friendship. He kind of laughed. And I go, no. I guess that's one way to look at it. I was like, no, it's a horrible way to look at it. It's what... I don't want a consolation prize. It's what I don't want. At one point in time, if you would have told me that you were thinking about leaving her for me, I would have been like, oh my God, yes, please. Let's make this work. I didn't value myself as much then. I've had that. I've had twice men leave their wives for me. And twice I didn't try. Asshat, the one from Illinois. I didn't ask him to leave her. We were sitting at, like, he and I had become a thing because he had told me when we started that he was separated. I'm like, okay, cool. And he was a narcissist, a legit narcissist. Not everybody says like, oh, they're narcissists. No, he really was a narcissist. And he already had me hooked. And the wife, come to find out, like, they weren't as separated as he said. I mean, he had her convinced that they needed to have a separation so that he could sneak me in the house. And she's like, well, I want a dinner with her. Okay, so we went to dinner. And at the dinner, she looked at him and she goes, we need to see if we can work this out. We have to see if we can work this out. And the way that I want to see if we can work this out is you can't talk to her or contact her for 2 weeks, meaning me. And he's like, but she needs me. Do you not know? She needs me. She needs me. And I'm like, and my opinion was, and I told him, I said, look, this is where I'm at. I'll live if you want to do that with her. I don't care. It's fine. But I want you to know that because you do know what I need. If you don't talk to me for 2 weeks, if we have no contact whatsoever for 2 weeks, you'll never see me again. And his fear of losing me meant he lost his wife of 10 years. Because he's like, I can't lose her. She needs me. So the wife left. And yeah, I know that makes me more of a piece of shit, but at the time I was under his spell, and I was like, and in the long run, I did her a favor because he is a piece of shit. He actually ended up getting another woman who looks like a Dollar Tree version of her. And when we were together, he tried, she had the brown hair with the, the 1990s inch highlights that are this color, like the chestnut brown he tried to get me to do my hair that way. He tried to get me to change my makeups to like neutrals and stuff. He tried to get me to change my clothing to Preacher's Wife couture, taupes and browns and neutrals and scarves and wine mom culture. Does this look like wine mom culture kind of clothing to you? No. Does this look like a wine mom culture kind of bitch to you? No. I don't know if I really fit in any quite category with my style. It's peach style. That's what that is. But yeah, like, no, fuck off. So, and he ended, and we ended up, it was horrible to me. Oh, don't worry, I paid the price for that, man. But, after 3 months of exclusivity, he says, look, we have to take a step back. And the same year, I had 3 men drop me. It was a rough year. But he says, look, this is the deal. We have to take a step back. I can't. I got to make sure you're the right one. And the way we're going to figure this out is I'm going to start dating other women. You start dating other men. And when we're done, we're just going to come back. And if we come back to each other, and if we're the ones that are right for each other, then we're good. And I said, look, that's cool. And I tried fighting for him. And then I realized when he said that actually I came over and I looked good that day. I looked good. And he could never deny me when I looked good. I had one of my black dresses on. So I came over and he had this whole breakup planned. Like, he was going to tell me this because he knew. Actually, I think he thought that I would have been okay with it because I am poly. that was his plan, to talk this, and we were going to do this and have this serious talk. But I come over looking good, smelling good, just because that's just how I am. So we went to the bedroom first. And then he broke up with me. And then he did that, and I said, oh, okay, well, you can have those other women. It's cool. I'm not going to fight you. I got to the point of that after 3 months. I said, look, I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to fight for you. But if you want these other women, you can have them. But you can't have me. Now, and he's like, well, I need to make sure that you're right. I said, okay, that's fine. He goes, will you still be around? And I said, no. And the woman he ended up with Andrea, the one that he was sleeping around with. And the wife that he had before me, like, my best friend commented, perfect. She looked like a troll doll with the big curly hair and the exaggerated nose and the exaggerated chin. I mean, she wasn't ugly. Damn prettier. Never fuck down. At least fuck laterally. If you're going to cheat on your woman, at least go laterally, if not up. That's my thing. And he was showing me and he showed me some of the other women. By the way, he showed me some of the other women he slept with. TJ was this gross grandma looking chick. I'm just like, he's like, oh, I'm so tempted to be with her. And I'm like, she gonna take her dentures out to suck your dick, dude? Don't. So we just ended it. Because I was just like, I'm not sharing you like that. So I ended it with him. And that's the end of this one. Part 2 is done. We'll get to the next one.